All right, guys, so it is market day. Oh my goodness, this is going to be my first vlog recording on this camera for one, and it's also going to be my first time recording a day video, so this is going to be interesting. As y'all can see, we got the car packed up with the remainder of my stuff. Yesterday I went and I set up my tables. I put up my tablecloths and any of my other decorations, and then I also put up, no, well, today I got 2 racks that I'm bringing that we'll put up as well when we get there. So let's go ahead, let's head over. It is 7:30, no, 7:41, and setup started at 7 o'clock. So we are 40 minutes behind schedule. We have until 8:45 to set up, but it shouldn't take us that long. So let's get started. Guys, so it is. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one. It has been kind of crazy, guys, so it's been pretty loud. That's why I haven't been recording much, but we have pretty much sold a good bit of the stuff we have. We've sold both dragons that we have. The 2 fish bowls that we had from last year have sold. We sold the giant Highland cow for $60. A lot of our other small stuffs are gone too, but we still got a good bit. We're doing good. It's only 10:23 right now. So yeah, it's been a great day. All right, guys. So we just made another sale. We sold another one of our cows, so we're down to only 1 cow. We brought 4, so they've been doing pretty good. All right, guys. It's a little, got music going over at the kids section. It's been a little slow for the past hour or so. I think this is around lunchtime. How you doing? Pretty good. Oh, but right now I am just finishing up some shells for the turtles since we sold all the turtles. All right, guys. So I just got a balloon animal. The little lady who's doing the balloons for the kids came by, and so we did a trade. She gave me a balloon, and in return I gave her one of our frogs. So I'm so stoked. I hope I don't pop. Look at it. Alright, guys, so that's gonna be a wrap. I did not get a video of my booth before we ended, but I will give you guys a recap as soon as we get home. It was very loud. I didn't do a lot of recording because of all the music, but I will show you guys how much I made, and just talk about a few things about the market or about this weekend that kind of just stuck with me. So yeah, we are all packed up. We are waiting on another friend to get in the car. We're gonna go drop them off, and that's gonna be a wrap for today. As y'all know, like, my boyfriend, he works for a funeral home, and he was constantly getting calls, so that's why we were like, okay, we need to go ahead and wrap up because he needed to go to work. So we're trying to go home as fast as possible. My balloon buddy is sitting in the car with me. Look at it. Isn't she lovely? Alright, guys, so it is actually days later, a week later actually. It is currently April 25th. So yeah, the market was last Saturday, and it was a great day. I think as far as the recap goes, it was like within the first 2 hours we were like, oh, we made more in the first 2 hours this year than we did last year, so that was great. I think all of the cows went pretty fast, and then some people, the first couple people that came were like, did you make that giant size plushie, the giant size cow that was at the auction last night? And I was like, yeah, I did, thanks. I had another one, so that was pretty good. Let's go ahead and just break down how much I made and what was like my hot items from last week and the whole day, because we broke down around, the market was from 8 to 4 o'clock, and we started breaking down at 3, and that was just because my boyfriend was getting a lot of work calls, so he had to go. So we started breaking down at 3, and that whole day I made a total of $860. So I am pretty stoked because last year we barely made $600, and I was scared that that was going to be like the same thing happen again, but we were so close to having another $1,000 day, which is what we had on our very first market ever. So I was pretty stoked for this to be our third Crosstie event. It went pretty well. So let's see. I had a total of 44 sales. My top items were bees and the Bootylicious turtles. So I think in total I sold 10 bees, and the turtles, because I ended up, instead of us finishing the night before the turtle shells, we finished the lion and the wings for the bees. And so I was making turtle shells at the market. So I ended up selling 7 turtles. So that was great. I was so excited. So yeah, 7 turtles. We did all four cows sold. I did my giant burgers, two of those sold, and I sold 6 of the baby aliens, which are Grogu inspired. I did have like leftover plushies from my market back in, I think, November, so I did sell the big deals. I sold the fish bowls that I had, the 2 dragons, sleeping dragons that I made, they sold, and then I sold 6 frogs, 1 of the frogs in the swings, 1 overall giant cow, that was the $60 cow. I sold 1 of the giant hot dogs, so I only have 1 left. The giant hot dog and the giant lion were the only 2 giant plushies that I walked away with, and I think I'd made a total of 5. 2 burgers, 2 hot dogs, a lion, and a cow. So I had a total of 6 giant plushies, and I only brought home 2. I did 1 mallard duck, 1 mushroom. I think that was one of the Halloween mushrooms. And then 3 pickles. And only 1 squid, because I only brought 1 squid. So it was a pretty good day. It was a very, very good day. Oh, dinos. I think I made a total of 5 dinos, and I only have 1 dino left. So I sold 4 dinos. They were pretty good as well. I think the kids really love the colors I chose this year, because they kind of like added a pop. And the way that we displayed them, it was nice. So I didn't get a picture of how my table looked coming home, but I do still have a good bit of products left. None of my purses sold, so I still have all of those, and none of my hats sold, so I still have all of those. But yeah, it was a pretty good market. I had a great time. There was one thing that kind of made the weekend a little weird, and I don't know how to even talk about this without sounding weird. So at the auction the night before, basically at the auction, everybody donates something from their collection, right? Every year I choose a plushie of mine that I like, and I donate that. So this year, instead of us getting the money went to the Arts Alliance, so that we can help fundraise the Arts Alliance. And that's great. I love the chance to do that. But when we were walking around at the auction, we found in another business's collection that they gifted was one of my giant plushies that I made in year 1 of me selling. And I made it at the farmer's market in winter. It was my giant green leggy frog. I remember that leggy frog so well, because I used that really bright, thick Bernat blanket yarn, and I freehanded that pattern because I didn't have a pattern for one that huge. Anyway, so I made mistakes with him, and I remember the yarn I used for his mouth and how his mouth looked, and I remember the eyes, because I knew the eyes were way too big for the yarn that I used. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm like, is that my plushie? That can't be my plushie, right? And then my boyfriend goes, hey babe, that looks like the frog you made. And I'm like, yeah. I went back, looked through my phone, and yes, it has the same blemishes, the same eyes, everything. So I was a little discouraged that another business would gift something that I made, because I felt it looked like it came from them, like they made it. And that's totally fine, because I did get compensated. Whoever bought it from me and gifted it to someone else. So I'm not complaining that I didn't get paid for it. I was more concerned that it looked like their artwork and what they did. Like, I actually put in the time to make it. I wasn't comfortable with it representing another business. So that was all. That was my main concern with that whole ordeal. So it did lead me to thinking about maybe for future references putting labels and stuff on everything that I sell, just so that there's a way for me to still get my work out there a little bit. With there being a lot of crocheters and all of that, I do want to try to stand out a little bit. So like, this just gave me the chance to think about the possibilities of labels or some creative way to keep my business name attached to what I sell. But other than that, we had a wonderful market. We had a wonderful weekend, and I enjoyed myself so much. So yeah, even though I didn't get much footage at the market, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like to see more market day videos, please leave a comment below. If you have any suggestions or tips on how I can make these videos better, I am very welcome to those as well. And yeah, just like, comment, subscribe, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.